Good morning everyone and welcome to Pancake Week. I hope you had lots and lots of fun making pancakes for Shrove Tuesday. But if you didn't make any pancakes, maybe you had lots of fun eating pancakes. So today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to eat them because I don't think they'd be very tasty, but we're definitely going to make them. All right, we're going to make pretend ones anyway. So I'm going to quickly show you a couple of examples. Look, here's one here. We're going to make our frying pan first, and then we're going to make our pancake, okay? And then look, here's a different one, just to show you that they don't all have to look the same. Look, we've got a gold frying pan here. I'm not quite sure what colour of paint you're going to paint your frying pan. We've got a gold one. And here's a different type of pancake. Looks a wee bit different with different toppings on it. I don't know what's your favourite kind of topping. What do you want to put on your pancake? And then once we're finished making them and they're dry, we can maybe have a go at flipping your pancakes. Do you think, oh, any of you could do that? Where you flip it, oh, up and down. Let's see if we can catch it. There we go. See if you can flip them over and catch them back onto your frying pan. Oh, I need to try and flip this back. There we go. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing today. First thing before we do anything at all, what do we always do? We always start class with the kangaroo song, don't we? So let's get the kangaroo song on. We can stand up, get rid of some of that energy, okay? Have a bit of fun. Do a bit of exercise. There we go. Right, ready, stand up. Wait for the music, you hear it? And start jumping. Ready? Well done everyone, that's it. Keep jumping. See how high you can jump. Well done everyone, that's it. Keep jumping. Ready? We're ready for the boys. Here we go. Boing, 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 boing. Jump up and down. Up and down. Well done, kangaroo. So come and bounce around with me. We'll have ready to do some more jumping. Super. Good job, everyone. That's it. See how high you can jump. Ready? Up and down and up and down and bouncing, bouncing around the room. Well done. That's lovely. Keep going. Now you can be like a kangaroo too. You ready? Here we go. Boing, 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 boing. Well done. That's it. I can see you. Are you jumping? Nearly finished. One last jump. Love to jump around because that's my favourite kind of thing. Well done, everyone. Super job. Right. Let me pick Kangaroo up, put him back up there. There you go, sit there, Kangaroo. Are we all ready to sit back down? Wherever you are, you might be in your kitchen, in your playroom, in your living room, in your dining room. Wherever you're doing your arts and crafts today, sit back down. Let's have a look and see what equipment we've got today. So for Pancake Week, the first thing we're going to do, make our frying pans. So what we need to do first is get this paper plate. Okay, so it's the paper plate with a bit of cardboard on the back if you've got that. That just makes your frying pan a bit stronger. And you'll also need this, your lollipop stick. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our frying pan. Before we paint it, we're going to make it. So we're going to glue our stick onto that bit of cardboard at the back. Now, we don't want to glue it away up here because then you're not going to have any handle to hold. Look, the handle's disappeared. So we want to glue it just to the end of that bit of cardboard so that, look, can you see? You've still got a bit of handle sticking out there that you can hold on to. So look, let me do it and I can show you. So we'll get our glue stick, put quite a lot of glue if you can onto the bottom of the stick, and we're just going to stick it to there. Now you can press it down, that's okay, and I know your paper plate will kind of pop and it will go a bit flat, but you can pop it back again, it's fine. Now if you need to, I don't know if I've got one here, yep, there we go. Look, we've stuck a little bit of tape on the back as well, so if you don't have enough glue, or the glue just isn't sticking, because it's going to take a little while for that glue to dry and for the handle to stay on. So if you are a bit impatient and you don't want to wait, then you can always stick a little bit of tape over, and that'll just hold it on until the glue is completely dry, okay? But we've got to paint the frying pan now, so that'll let that stick while we paint it. So let's turn it over and get your paintbrush. Now, what colour of paint do you want to use? I've had some purple frying pans this week, some pink frying pans. We've got a gold frying pan here. If you look in your kitchen cupboards, you can find a frying pan. Frying pans, some frying pans are black in the inside, some are silver, grey. I wonder if you do get a gold frying pan. I'm sure you do. Somewhere there's a gold frying pan. So get your paint. Look, I've got kind of like a grey colour. And we're going to just use your paintbrush. You've maybe got a sponge. You've maybe got a little roller that you're going to use to paint your frying pan. Whatever you want. But what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get that paint all the way to the edges. Okay? There we go. And this is the tricky part. And this is the part that you might need a little bit of help. Maybe. You might not. You might be really good at doing this, because we paint paper plates all the time, don't we, in class? So you might find this bit, because you've done it before, you might find it a bit easier. But you have to just take your time. And sometimes that can be a bit tricky. So we just have to keep going round, keep spinning your plate, and keep going round and keep having to pick up more paint from your bowl. And then the whole plate is covered, okay? I've got some paint on my hands now. Let me, I'll show you. Oh, my paint is moving, my plate is moving. It's still stuck. Oh, no! This is where it's good if you had a wee bit of tape there. That would just held that on until that glue had dried. All right, there we go, do you see? So all covered that paper plate in your paint. Now, some people have asked me, can I paint the handle? I wouldn't paint the handle just yet, because then you won't be able to hold it because it'll be super wet. And some people have said, can I paint the back? And I would say you can paint the back another time, but what we want to do is we want to wait for that front bit to dry, and then once this is dry, you can then lay that bit down and paint the back. But if we lay this bit down just now and painted the back, I've got paint all over my table because it's still wet, okay? So we'll just paint this front bit just now, but later on, it's up to you. You can do whatever you want. It's your frying pan. Okay, I'm going to just clean that bit of paint up so I don't get the story stuck to it. Right, let's get the paint to one side. And that is us finished our first bit, okay? This is the first bit of class done already. How quick was that? Now, you can leave that to one side to dry, put it in a sunny place, put it in a warm place, or if you really want it to dry quickly so that you can then start flipping your pancakes, because you can't really flip your pancakes until your frying pan is dry. You could maybe ask someone in the house if they've got a hairdryer and quickly dry it with the hairdryer, okay? That could be a wee tip if you wanted to speed up that process. Right, so now this is the part of class that's story time. So I don't know whether you need to pause this video. Remember, you can pause this video at any time. That's what's so good about it. Even if I'm maybe going too fast and you've maybe not finished doing your frying pan yet, just pause the video and then you carry on painting, and then you can play the video again, and then we'll hopefully be at the right part together. All right. So go and get a snack if you need to. Go to the toilet, maybe wash your hands, before you start eating your snack. Get some juice. And then when you're all ready, you can come back, unpause the video, and we can have story. So I wonder if any of you guys have read this story before. Have any of you seen this story, Mr. Wolf's Pancakes? It's written by someone called Jan Fernley. And you might recognise a few of the characters in this book. Yeah, because there's a few famous characters in this book that you might know about. Let's start reading and find out, will we? Here, let's start. Ready. So here's Mr. Wolf, look, and he's sitting on a lovely comfy chair. And he says, one day, Mr. Wolf was feeling hungry. He fancied some pancakes. Yum, yum, he said. Oh, licking his lips at the thought of a big pile of delicious hot pancakes. Don't they look yummy? Is that what your pancakes looked like that you had on Pancake Day? Very tasty. Now, do any of you know how to make pancakes? Because Mr. Wolf, he'd never made pancakes before. So he took his big recipe book down from the shelf and he looked inside and looked for a recipe of how you make pancakes. Can anyone see what maybe Mr. Wolf has done wrong with his recipe book? Doesn't look quite right, does it? Can anyone notice the mistake he's made? Shall I tell you? It's upside down. Look, he's reading the book. Upside down. Silly Mr. Wolf. Now, wolves aren't very good at reading. So Mr. Wolf had trouble making sense of it. So he went to get some help from maybe one of his neighbours. I wonder who lives next door to Mr. Wolf. Let's find out. He went next door to Chicken Licken. Do any of you know the character Chicken Licken? Have you read that book before? When Chicken Licken says, "The sky is falling, the sky is falling." Do you remember that one? Foxy Loxy? Yeah? Well, that's usually a book that I sometimes read as we get closer to Easter time. So maybe we'll do Chicken Licken 1 week soon. So he called on Chicken Licken, who lived next door. "Please, can you help me read my recipe book?" Mr. Wolf asked politely. But do you know what Chicken Licken said? Chicken Licken said, "No! Go away!" And he banged his door right in Mr. Wolf's face. Slam. Poor Mr. Wolf. Now that wasn't very polite, was it, of Chicken Licken? Slam the door on Mr. Wolf's face. Wasn't nice at all. "Oh dear," said Mr. Wolf. He sat down. Look, he's got the recipe book the right way up this time. So he sat on his chair and he started to read the book very slowly, and he was able to work out what he needed to make pancakes, all by himself. So look, what do you need to make pancakes? Do any of you know? Can you see the ingredients here that you need to make pancakes? So we need some flour and we need some eggs, and we need some milk. So we need flour, eggs and milk to make pancakes. Now, Mr. Wolf looked inside his kitchen cupboards, but he couldn't find any of the ingredients that he needed there. Oh no, I'll have to go to the shop, he decided. And he settled down to write a shopping list. But wolves aren't very good at writing. So Mr. Wolf called on another of his neighbours. Has anyone heard of Wee Willie Winkie? You heard of him before? Wee Willie Winkie ran through the town, upstairs, downstairs, in his nightgown, I think it is, if anybody knows it better than me. Do you recognise that little nursery rhyme? Look, here he is. There's Wee Willie Winkie in his nightgown. Look, all there. And there's Mr. Wolf asking very politely, "You're very clever," he said to Wee Willie Winkie. "Can you help me write my shopping list, please?" But do you know what Wee Willie Winkie said? "No," he said, "go away." And he slammed his door shut. Bang. "Oh, there's no need to be like that," said Mr. Wolf sadly. "Oh dear, poor Mr. Wolf. No one seems to want to help him. Such a shame." So look, Mr. Wolf sat down and he tried very hard with his writing until he'd managed to make his shopping list all by himself. Well done, Mr. Wolf. Now he needed to count his money to make sure that he had enough to buy all the ingredients he needed. But wolves aren't very good at counting. So look, he went and asked the gingerbread man for some help. What do you think the gingerbread man's going to say? Look. "Can you help me count my money, please?" Mr. Wolf asked very politely. Now, I wonder if you can tell by looking at the picture what the gingerbread man said. He said, "No, I'm too busy to bother with you." And he slammed his door. Bang. Oh, look at Mr. Wolf. Poor Mr. Wolf. Gingerbread man doesn't look very nice at all, does he? Dear me. None of his neighbours are being very kind to him. So look, poor Mr. Wolf had to sit down and count his money. It took him a very long time. And he had to check it 3 times before it was right. But he did it. And he did it all by himself. Well done, Mr. Wolf. Now, Mr. Wolf needed a basket to put his shopping in. So he called on, I wonder who's got a little shopping basket. He called on Little Red Riding Hood. Does anyone know the story of Little Red Riding Hood? There's a wolf in that story, isn't it? Look, and there's Little Red Riding Hood in her lovely red coat with her shopping basket. "Please, can I borrow your shopping basket?" he asked very nicely. What do you think Little Red Riding Hood said? "I'm not lending my basket to you," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Now, clear off." So Mr. Wolf set off to the shop without a basket. "I'll manage," he said. Oh, is anyone feeling sorry for poor Mr. Wolf? Look, there he is. So he went to the shop, look, with his shopping list. And look, here's the shop he went into with everything that he needed to buy. Look, there's some lovely fresh eggs. Mr. Wolf is going to need some eggs. I wonder if he'll need some lemon. Does anyone squeeze any lemon on their pancakes? Pancakes with sugar and lemon. That's yummy too. There we go. So look, he's buying all of his ingredients at the shop. You can see the flour and the eggs. And look, there's the milk. and he's counting out his money. He looked at his list and he remembered what he needed and he counted out his money and he managed to carry the eggs and the milk and the flour home all by himself. Well done, Mr. Wolf. Now it was time to make the pancakes, but wolves aren't very good at cooking. Oh dear, he'd never made pancakes before. So Mr. Wolf called on, I wonder, can you tell who he's going to visit next? Look, we've got the house of straw and the house of sticks and the house of bricks. And can anyone see who lives in these houses? Is it the 3 little pigs? Yeah. So Mr. Wolf visits the 3 little pigs. Please, can you help me cook my pancakes? If you do, I'll share them with you, said Mr. Wolf very kindly. What do you think the 3 little pigs are going to say? No chance, chorused the pigs, and they slammed each of their doors, bang, bang, bang. Now look at Mr. Wolf. Can you see? Oh, he looks very sad, doesn't he? He's even crying. Mr. Wolf felt sad because nobody wanted to help him. Poor Mr. Wolf. So look what he does. He goes back home and he starts to make the pancakes. He follows the recipe in the recipe book and he managed to mix all the ingredients together. Soon there was a huge pile of delicious looking pancakes, all ready to eat. Look, do you want to see? Oh, don't they look delicious? And look, he did get a lemon from the shop. Maybe he will sprinkle some lemon on them. And there's his frying pan and he's flipping his pancakes. Look, do you see? One's got stuck on the picture in the corner. I wonder if he's noticed that. Do you think he's going to eat them all by himself? Let's see. Now, look, here's all of his neighbours. As Mr. Wolf had been making his pancakes, a lovely smell had drifted through all the houses in the village. All of his neighbours could smell it and it made them all very hungry. They wanted some pancakes too and they decided to try their luck. They're going to knock on Mr. Wolf's door. Look, there's Mr. Wolf in his kitchen with the pancakes and the lovely smell. And there's like one of the 3 little pigs sniffing the beautiful smell the pancakes have made. And here they are, look, at Mr. Wolf's front door. So they knocked on Mr. Wolf's door. Give us some of your pancakes, they demanded. Did they ask politely, do you think, if they could share Mr. Wolf's pancakes? I don't think they did they? Why should I give any to you, said Mr. Wolf. Not one of you would help me when I asked. We'll help you eat them, replied Mr. Wolf's neighbours nastily. Anyway, we're not going away until you give us some. They're not very nice neighbours, are they? Look, here's Mr. Wolf thinking. What do you think Mr. Wolf should do? Should he share his pancakes with the neighbours? Mr. Wolf thought very hard for a moment. There's only one decent thing he can do. Very well then, he sighed, you had better come in. He's going to invite them in. Maybe he is going to share his pancakes with them. That would be very kind. And look, I'm going to show you both pages. They rushed past Mr. Wolf and they rushed straight in. Those greedy, greedy neighbours. Mr. Wolf shook his head and shrugged his shoulders, and he followed them into the kitchen. And once they were all in the kitchen, do you know what they did? Do you think they're all going to share the pancakes together? Will we see? So once everybody entered the kitchen, Mr. Wolf followed them, and then he gobbled them all up. Snippety snappity! The wolf has eaten all of his neighbours. He's eaten Little Red Riding Hood. He's eaten Wee Willie Winkie. Look, there's a couple of feathers from Chicken Licken. He's eaten the gingerbread man. Oh my goodness, he's eaten everyone. And that was the end of his unhelpful neighbours. And then, with his bulging tummy not quite full, Mr. Wolf sat down to eat his big pile of pancakes all by himself. Look at him. Oh, he's so sleepy now. His tummy is all full of all of his neighbours and his pancakes. Well, I mean, there was no one else to help him eat his pancakes, were there? He'd eaten everyone. Is that how you thought the story would end? I wonder if you predicted that Mr. Wolf would eat all of his neighbours. Perhaps that's why they didn't want to help him. Perhaps they knew that he would maybe eat them. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed that book today. Wasn't it a funny ending? It was a bit of a surprise at the end, wasn't it? I didn't think that was going to happen. Did you? Did you know that was going to happen? Right. So now we've made our frying pan, it's time to make our pancake, isn't it? So let's have a wee look and see what we need for making pancakes. Can you remember? Have a look in the book to remind us. To make pancakes, we need flour, eggs, and milk. All right, so let's see if we can get some of these ingredients together. So you are going to need your round bit of cardboard, all right, because that's going to be the base for your pancakes. You're going to need some kind of bowl, paper bowl, a Tupperware tub, plastic bowl, something that you don't mind getting paint and glue and things like that in, and something to stir your pancake mixture with, okay? So they're your ingredients, or they're your materials that you need. Now we're going to get the ingredients. Right, so to make pancakes, we need flour, don't we? That was the first ingredient. So let's get the flour. Now you're only going to need a little bit of flour, okay? Maybe not even a teaspoon of flour. Just a little bit of flour in there, can you see? Yeah? Then you had some milk, didn't you? So if you've got any runny glue, PVA glue, this is going to pretend to be our milk. So we're going to do a big splodge. There we go, splodge of milk. Now, how good are you at stirring? We'll see if we can stir those two things together. Right, ready? Here we go. So stir, 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 stir the flour and the milk all together. To make pancakes, you need to be good at stirring, okay? So stir, stir, stir. Look, and then your flour and your glue all join together to make this really thick, gloopy substance. Now, we need to add our egg, okay? And our egg today is some paint. Right, so I'm just going to get, and again, it doesn't really matter. I wonder if I've got any. Oh, it's just coming down really slowly. I thought maybe this paint had all dried up. So again, it doesn't really matter what colour of pancake you want to do. I'm going to do a kind of browny coloured pancakes. Pancakes are kind of yellowy, maybe yellow, like light brown, tan colour. Really doesn't matter what colour of pancake you want to do. We used a really dark brown, and we were pretending that this would be a chocolate pancake. So let's see. Now, if I can get some of this paint out, you might be having a better job than me at getting paint out. There we go. Put some of this brown. And then I've got some gold paint, so I'm going to put a little bit of gold as well. That might make it a bit shimmery. There we go. And now we want to start all that together. So I wonder what colour your pancakes are going to be. And stir, 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 stir. So if you've got any lumps in that pancakes, keep stirring, because we don't want lumpy pancakes. You need to try and get those lumps out. So we want to stir, 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 stir. Then when it's all stirred together, all mixed up, there's two ways you can do this, okay? Get your pancake. You can spoon your mixture on, like that. And then spread it as if you're spreading jam on your toast or Nutella or something like that. Does anyone like Nutella on their pancakes? So you can do that and just use either the back of the spoon or a plastic knife or something like that, just to spread the mixture over the top of your pancakes. If you want to, you can get a paintbrush and you can just lift some of that mixture out with your paintbrush and paint it on if you find that a little bit easier. Okay, and you can just spread it all over, right to the edges of your pancake if you can. It's quite thick with all of that flour that you've added in. Flour thickens things up quite a lot. So it's made this pancake mixture nice and thick so we can spread it on our pancake. Okay, here we go. So you can make this mixture as sort of thick and deep as you want. You can use all of your mix. You can keep some of the mix still in the bowl. You don't have to use it all. Obviously, the more mixture you have on it, the stickier it's going to be. Now, why do you think this mixture is going to be really sticky? Because we put glue in it, didn't we? Do you remember? We put that big splodge of glue pretending it was milk. Yeah, so because we've already mixed glue into this pancake mix, pretend pancake mix, this means this is super, super sticky. So any toppings you put on this now are going to stick. You don't need to add any more glue to it to put your toppings on, which is good. All right, if you are using a paintbrush, make sure you wash it really, really well afterwards. So we want to wash this in hot soapy water. We need hot water to try and dissolve that glue and the flour, and a little bit of soap, maybe even just soap that you wash the dishes with, and just give that a little rub into your paintbrush and rinse it out with some hot water. And that means then your paintbrush, you'll be able to use it again. If you don't wash it properly, your paintbrush is going to go really hard and all the bristles are going to stick together with all that glue. And then you're not really going to be able to use it very well as a paintbrush. So make sure you wash that properly. Okay, now what do you like to have on your pancakes? Anyone like bananas? Yeah, so we've got these round circles of yellow that could be slices of banana. I really like banana, so I'm going to put some bananas on my pancake. Now, some of the children were making their pancakes into a funny face, and they were making these circles like two eyes, and then this one could be a nose, and it looked really funny. And then, oh, I like blueberries. Does anyone like blueberries on their pancakes? Blueberries are my favourite fruit, but I am the only one in my house that likes blueberries. No one else likes them apart from me. I don't know why. I think they're delicious. Do you like them? But it's quite good because it means if I buy blueberries, I get them all to myself and I don't need to share. So that's quite nice. Right, anyone like marshmallows? So you might have some little white bits of sponges that could be marshmallows on your pancakes. Chocolate and marshmallows, because this final one we could say is some chocolate sauce, couldn't we, with this wool? So let's lay our chocolate sauce all the way over our pancake. And we're just going to tap that down so that it makes contact with the paint. And remember, that paint's got glue in it, so it's going to stick as long as it's touching and being pressed onto that pancake mixture. Right, there we go. Set that like that. There. And I think that might be my pancake finished. What do your pancakes look like? Do they look yummy? Have you done a good job? I'm sure you have. I'm sure they look delicious. Remember, if you want to put anything else on your pancakes, like Belle really wanted some strawberries on her pancakes, so she cut out, or I cut out kind of little love heart shaped red bits of paper that kind of look a little bit like, well, they look pretty, don't they? A little bit like slices of strawberries, and then she put some little dots for all the strawberry seeds on them, and she glued some strawberries on hers. So if there's anything else that you like to have in your pancake, and you've maybe got some paper in the house, little bits of tissue paper you could glue on, whatever you want. It's your pancake, you decide. All right, and then that is our pancake finished. Now we just have to wait for that to dry. But you could maybe give it a go. Do you think I'll be able to flip this without it falling? Oh. Oh! Oh! And it's still fine, even though it flipped. Look, it survived. Thank goodness for that. And let's see how good you are at flipping your pancakes. I want to see lots and lots of photographs and videos. Show me. Ask your mummy or your daddy if they can post some photos to me or some videos to me to show me how great you are at flipping your pancakes. I want to see them all. I bet they're all going to look fab. Well done. Okay. I don't know about you. I'm not too bad. A little bit of tidying up to do. What are you like? Have you got a little bit of tidying up to do? Maybe. Right, let me see. If you have, I'm going to stick the tidy up song on. And then you can use this time to tidy up, okay? You might have some things that need to go and be washed. Yeah. Try and get some of this sticky mixture out of my bowl first. I'm going to wipe it up so that it doesn't go down my sink. Oh, pretty clean, isn't it? Good job.
Time to close your book.
Maybe clean my brushes.
Time to close your book and put it on the shelf.
There you go.
Time to look around, look around, look around.
What do you
Time
think?
to look around. Does the room look clean?
Does your room look clean? What do we think? If you're all nice and tidy,
nice and neat, make the room
maybe
look
you
nice
could go
and
and
neat.
find your
Thank you very
bubbles.
much.
Do you know where they are? Do you keep them in the same place every week? Go and grab your bubbles so that you're all ready for bubble time. Alright, once we're all tidied up. I think I'm pretty tidy.
To keep things safe.
See,
Thank you very much.
put my glue away.
Time to tidy up,
Yeah, I think I'm
tidy up,
done.
tidy up,
How about
time
you?
to tidy up and put your things away.
Hands clean. Fab. Right, I'm going to start getting organised now.
Thank you very much. Time to tidy up.
Well done, everyone. Good tidying. I've still got a little bit of paint down there. Right, find your bubbles quick before the song comes on. Here we go. Ready? Did you see? Look at that big bubble down there. Pop, pop, pop. Well done. Are you blowing your bubbles or are you the one that's popping them?
They fly so high, nearly reach the sky.
Fab work, everyone. are left sitting on my table. I wonder if you're able to see that. I've even got, look, a bubble's landed on my pancake. Do you think I can pop it? Ready? Pop. Look at that. Wipe all these bubbles away. Well done, everyone. Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed making your frying pans and your pancakes for Shrove Tuesday. And I hope you enjoyed actually eating proper real pancakes too. Okay, now, I don't know, do you have any stickers left? Yeah, if you've got your sticker still, you can go and get yourself a sticker for doing such a great job, because I know you did. Absolutely convinced you did a brilliant job today. So we've still got another week to go. So we've still got another video to do, and hopefully you've still got materials in your pack, because next week is going to be snail week. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you. Let's see, look, I've got one up here. They're on my mantelpiece behind me. Look, can you see my little snail? So we're going to be reading Norman, the Slug with the Silly Shell. Do any of you know that book by Sue Hendra? She wrote Supertato. So it's by the same author. So you should have a white circle, and that's going to be your snail shell, and you should have a little bag of clay. So we're going to make Norman the slug out of our clay, and then we're going to give him a lovely shell. You decide what kind of shell you think your Norman's going to have. So there should be gems in your pack, but remember I said from Valentine's week, if you've got any stickers or little love hearts or little bits of tissue paper or anything like that left over from previous weeks, you can use that to decorate your shell. If you want to, you can use anything you want to decorate your shell. Maybe you really like dinosaurs and you've got dinosaur stickers. You want to put those on your shell. Whatever you've got that you can think. I've coloured mine in with pen. You might want to paint yours. It's your one. You might want to glue some paper onto it. It's completely up to you. All right, but I thought I'll give you a little sneaky peek at what next week is going to be, so that you can start to think, what do I want to decorate my shell? Okay? Brilliant. Great job, everyone. I really am missing you so much, but we'll be together really soon, and it's great that we can still do this and still see each other on the video, isn't it? Good. All right. See you all next week. Take care. Bye.